rock that beat.
Alright, so I'm not really feeling it today. Feeling it in terms of recording, but I really want to get this video out, sooner rather than later because I don't want to keep making the same mistakes that I have been over the past couple weeks for the My Hero Academia episode reviews, and I'm gonna try to get this out sooner or later, out today on Wednesday. That's when I'm recording this, and basically I just watched the My Hero Academia episode where it continued off where it left off, and it's basically just Midoriya fighting Gentle Criminal, and Labrava sort of it continues on more in this episode about like what her quirk is and what it does and etc etc, and it actually goes a little bit into the backstory between those two characters and how they interact with each other, kind of behind the scenes and what really drew them together. And to be honest, I kind of Labrava's backstory in the way that her life affected her to kind of lead down the path that where she is now, it kind of hit a lot closer to home than it should have for me personally with how my life is. So yeah, just essentially what her backstory is that she was in school and her quirk is called love. Yeah, it's called love, and essentially what she's able to do is that for a short amount of time she's able to basically use her love for a specific person, for one person at a time, for one per day, to give them a boost of power, and the power increase is substantial depending on how much she loves that particular person or just overall cares for that particular person. So of course for Gentle Criminal, her love for him is extraordinary and he ends up getting a huge power boost from her, and etc etc. And at first I thought it was very convenient, but then you learn what her backstory is kind of all about. And when she was in school, she had written a love letter for a specific person in her class, and he essentially mocked her and made fun of her, and she kind of just then became an outcast, and she didn't bother leaving her room, and she was she completely surrounded herself in darkness. And it got to the point where she said that she wanted to possibly end her life. And then she finally sees a beacon of hope and light, which was Gentle Criminal. And his backstory is that he went to a hero agency, not a hero agency, but a hero school to become a hero. And but he kept failing his provisional license exams. He wasn't doing too well in his classes. Overall, he just wasn't succeeding all too much, but he still wanted to have his name be written in the textbooks and have his name be remembered and for him to be a hero. But one day, he tries to save someone who was in need of desperation, but he ends up getting in the way for another hero who was planning on doing the exact same thing, and that person ends up getting seriously hurt. So he essentially just then gets outcasted, and his reputation is then ruined, and no one cares for him, and he has to basically just abandon his family and just go off and do whatever his own thing and then there was a person in his class who has his own agency, and he tries to Gentle Criminal actually ends up trying to talk to him, and the person from his class ends up saying that he doesn't even remember him. Back to what I was saying before, that he was just essentially just cast off as an outcast, and that's really sad. It's really depressing, but you're still kind of not really rooting for him, of course, because they're still going towards the line of villainy to get more attraction, so that way they can have their names be put out there. And so they're not really good people, of course, and that's why you don't side with them. But then you slowly realize that, and even Midoriya realizes that himself, that they're actually very similar in what their goals are, and they kind of end. The episode kind of just ends with Gentle Criminal, just surrendering himself, and so does Labrava, of course, sort of, but not really. But mainly Gentle Criminal is the one who kind of gives up, and Midoriya in the next episode is gonna go meet up with the rest of the class, and they're gonna do their whole performance thing, and that's probably going to be a lot of fun. But other than that, the episode doesn't really do anything much other than explore a little bit more of of Gentle Criminal and Labrava's backstory, which is really sad, and you kind of feel for them, but not really, because they're still villains, or antagonists, I should say. The action was interesting, and La Brava's quirk was definitely very different and very, well, yeah, different. It was way different than anything that I really remember seeing from this show so far. So it was definitely different. So I can appreciate that. But other than that, just the action was, it was something that I needed to be. And I was already saying this before, but just Gentle Criminal. I have no idea if he's ever gonna come back, but it just sort of seems like he's meant to be here to just be an antagonist for this arc, just to get in the way. And it kind of feels like they could have came up with a better person, a better character to do that, sort of like how Stain was, but they didn't have time to really write a better character, or Horikoshi didn't have time to write a better character. If Gentle Criminal was in the manga, which I don't see why he wouldn't, because that would be really silly. I'm too used to fucking Boruto shit because I have to question if something is in a manga or not, but whatever. The episode was fine. You get to experience more of the backstory of the characters. The action was okay, and it kind of just continues on where we really want to see it continue on. So that's pretty much the end of the episode, which means this is the end of the review. If you did enjoy it for whatever reason, be sure to leave a like, and if you aren't new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'm sorry I was kind of out of this. Like I said, La Brava's backstory kind of hit closer to home to me personally, really emotionally for myself, and I wasn't really feeling it, but I really wanted to get the recording process out of the way first before I procrastinate and forget to do it. So I'm gonna try to get to editing this video as quickly as possible really soon, and you'll see it when you see it. I'll see you guys next one. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there because the world's fucking crazy right now. But I'll see you guys next one. I'm out. Peace.